Welcome everyone, I'm Mike Steiner, the Tire Whisperer. I want to do a little training session about wheel maintenance. Now, why do we want to talk about wheel maintenance? It's because if you don't do proper wheel maintenance, you're going to end up with damage to your tire, and you might not get the tire mounted concentrically on the rim, which is going to lead to any kind of vibrations or irregular wear. Okay, so we're going to cover some tools and methods. Now, I found a toolkit that is made for this purpose, and this is what I use. But of course, you could use many different tools. What are we trying to avoid here? So if we look at the damage that an improperly maintained rim can cause, you can see where we have excessive rim flange wear in this area. But not only that, the rim flange has gotten so sharp that it literally cut into the tire and into the wire, which is going to lead to immediate problems with your tires, and you're going to have to remove them from service. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to focus on is the cleaning of the seating surface and the cleaning of the rim flanges. Now, on the seating surface, you want it to look like this. You want it to be nice and clean so that the bead seats on there concentrically and you don't get any radial runout induced because of buildup of dirt, old lubricant, rubber buildup. Now, the rim flange part, what you can see here, this one's been kind of ground off. It's smooth. It's no longer sharp. These sharp edges are what cause it to cut into the tire over there. So I'm going to take you over to a bad wheel now to see what we have to do. So as you can see on this particular wheel, it's got an awful lot of buildup here of old rubber and lubricant. And the point that I want to make to you is that this tire bead is not sitting on the seating surface like it should be. It's sitting on this layer of dirt and built up lubricants. So this is where you get mismounted tires from. So we're going to clean all that off, but also I have a very sharp rim flange here. Now the key to this is I've got to take this rim flange and get rid of that sharp edge, but I don't want to take away so much material that I cause a problem where the tire bead can fall off of the rim flange. Okay, so we're going to use some tools now, and we're going to show you how to clean this up. Okay, so the first two things that we're going to address is this buildup that has occurred on this rim from the lubricant and the old rubber, as well as this sharp edge that is on the flange. Now, what the tools that I'm going to use today, I'm going to use this Bosch 4.5-inch angle grinder, and this is a variable speed angle grinder. And I like that because I can change the speed, and I choose to use the lowest setting on this thing for safety reasons. I don't want to be removing a lot of material, and I don't want a lot of things flying everywhere. And with that 4.5-inch grinder, what I like to use is the Stud Clean 4.5-inch abrasive disc. And again, so I can use this on low speed. It's going to be minimum metal removal. I don't want to remove a lot of material, but I'll still get the job done and get it clean. Now, is there other things you can use? Absolutely. There's things like sanding discs. There are things like grinding wheels. But again, when you take away too much metal, remember this is aluminum, so it goes away quickly. And you don't want to distort this wheel any more than it already is. So let's see how we can make this get cleaned up here. And I'm going to start with trying to get rid of this black buildup first. Okay, so you can see that that comes off pretty easily. Now, if you're fortunate enough to have a tire machine, this works really well, and just let it rotate around and you'll get done much quicker. Let me demonstrate. You can see you'll be able to clean up all that material so that it's clean on both seating surfaces. Now the next problem that we're going to have is this sharp edge. Okay, this sharp edge is going to cause issues where it's going to cut into the tire. Now, so I'm going to use this same Stud Clean 4.5-inch abrasive disc, and I'm just going to hit the corners of this rim flange to knock that sharp edge down. Okay, let me demonstrate. Okay, now I'm able to rub my fingers over this with my gloves on. I'm not getting any sharp edges. Now, if I want to check, I can actually take a piece of rubber, okay, and I'm just going to take this piece of rubber and I can rub it over that sharp edge, okay, and I'm looking for if it's going to cut into that rubber, and in this case it didn't. So that should be good enough as just to get rid of that sharp edge. But when we get done, we got to make sure that we test it again with the gauge to make sure we didn't remove enough material that it would fail this flange test. So we're going to talk about some wheel end maintenance now, and where this is really going to come into play is controlling the radial and lateral runout that we sometimes get in the wheel end. Now, if you've got radial runout, you're going to get vibration. If you get lateral runout, you could get some vibration, but more likely you're going to see some irregular wear. And there's multiple seating surfaces that have to be clean in order to maximize the runout of the tire wheel assembly. Now, I've gone ahead and removed the drum off of this wheel end. And you'll notice that this is a hub piloted wheel, and it's got these hub pads on here, and these hub pads are what's going to center your wheel. Now, they get built up with all kinds of crud and rust and all kind of dirt. So we're going to go ahead and just use this abrasive strap, and we're going to do it like a shoe shine, and I'm just going to clean those pads so that I don't have any debris built up on the pad itself. Okay, so, and it don't take much, it doesn't take a lot of effort, okay, but I'm just trying to remove some of that rust and stuff that's going to be on there. Okay, so let's take a look, and you see that didn't take me long, but you see how much nicer that looks, nice and shiny. Now that's going to do two things for us. That's going to control the radial runout of the brake drum and the wheel, because it's a two-step pad. Okay, and if your brake drum's out of round, it's going to cause a vibration just as if a wheel is out of round or a tire is out of round, and we don't want that. So I'll go ahead and I'll clean each one of these pads. The other thing that I want to make sure is clean is that I want to make sure that my surface where the wheel is going to mate with the brake drum. Okay, so I want to make sure that's a nice clean seating surface as well. And I'm going to use a pneumatic tool, and this is just a 90-degree, 1800 RPM, but it's got a lot of torque, and it won't bog down. And on that, I'm going to use a quick connect with a stud clean 3-inch disc. And again, this is an abrasive disc. Now, like we did with the wheel, minimum material removal, but get the job done. And you'll find that this goes pretty easy if you just put the discs on there flat and just work it around this seating surface here. Okay, so you see we're able to get that material removed. It is nice and shiny again, and it should provide us a good mating surface. All right, now the next thing that we need to be concerned about is the studs themselves. Now, why is this important? Well, because if we don't get the proper clamping force on this wheel, you can have a wheel off. And nobody wants a wheel off on a big 80,000-pound rig. So we're going to do two things here. We're going to clean this stud, and we're also going to clean this backing, which is going to be the mating surface for this brake drum. Now, what I'm going to use for that, I'm going to use this stud clean tool here, and what's nice about this, it's got a wire wheel inside of it that's going to take care of cleaning the stud, but it's also got this abrasive pad on the end of it, so that when I run it in, it's going to clean this backing area too, so that I get a nice surface. So to use that, I use what I found works best is an electric impact gun. This is a 1/2 inch. This is a cheap one. This is just something that you can pick up at any home improvement store. It's a 1/2 inch electric impact. And when I put it onto the tool, okay, I'm just going to run it in the forward direction, and I'm going to let it bottom out, and then I'm going to reverse it so that it comes back off of the stud. So I'll go ahead and start here. And you can see where I've cleaned that surface area up there. I've cleaned this stud. This is going to allow the nut to go on there nice and smooth. We're going to torque it to 450 to 500 foot-pounds, and we're going to make sure that we get the proper clamping force on that. Let me just do that one more time for you so you can see again. Run it up there in forward direction, let it bottom out, let it clean a little bit, and then reverse it, okay? That's all you need right there. Okay, so now we've got a clean surface. Now, if you want to really get, if you got a flange that's really a mess, it's got a lot of buildup, maybe a lot of rust, you can use a 2-inch disc. Like, let me see here, I got a 2-inch disc, and we can run the 2-inch disc on our 90-degree tool, and this composite disc will help clean up some of these areas if we want to get in between, if we got a lot of buildup. So you'll have a 2-inch disc. I use a 3-inch disc. We have another surface that we need to be aware of, and that is the wheel itself, because remember we said that a hub piloted wheel is going to center the tire wheel assembly by interfacing with these hub pads right here and the center of the wheel. So let me show you that. So here's a good example. This is your wheel, and it's got to be clean in this area here, so that you get a good mating surface. This is actually a clearance hole, but if you let it get built up with corrosion, we get something called galvanic corrosion. When you get dissimilar metals, they don't really like each other, and they build up this crud, and it makes it really hard to get the wheel off sometimes whenever you go to do your wheel maintenance. So I'm just going to make sure that all this goes together good, and I'm going to clean up my wheel here, because as you can see, I've got a little bit of buildup of crud right here, and I want to go ahead and get rid of that, okay? So in this kit, in this stud clean kit that I have, I've got this tool, and you notice that it's got a flange on the back of it. And what that's going to do is allow me to get behind the wheel and just go ahead and apply some light pressure and let it clean up this area so that I get all this gunk cleaned up here. And I'm going to use this same tool that I used before. Okay, I'll take that one off. I'll put that one on. Check it. And let's go ahead and clean this up a little bit. Okay, so you see I've got a nice shiny surface here. This is going to slide right over those hub pads that are clean, and I'm going to get a nice seat there. So the key is make sure that you clean your seating surfaces. If the back of your wheel is dirty, like this one, you could go ahead and hit that with a 2-inch or 3-inch stud clean wheel. Go ahead and clean that off. You make sure that you've got this seating surface clean and the studs are clean. That's going to ensure that you're going to get a good clamping force. The wheel's not going to come off. And of course, we clean the mating surface of our brake drum. Now, we still have one piece left, and this one's pretty simple, but it's the nut. Okay? These nuts, this is a hub piloted nut, and one of the things you want to make sure is that this washer spins freely and doesn't fall off. But in order to get the proper clamping force, these studs within the nut have to be, the threads within the nut have to be pretty clean. So we have another tool that we can use if we've got the nut where it's got some buildup or some rust. So when we want to clean the inside of the nut, we can use this tool on the end of that 1800 RPM angle grinder, and we'll clean the internal threads of this nut. And you can see it's just going to go in there real nicely. It fits real nice when we can clean that up. I can actually just do it by hand if it's not real bad. But if you're going to use the tool, what I would recommend is you put it in a vise, because you don't want this thing spinning in your hand. But even me just doing it by hand, I think you'll see that we're able to clean these threads up nice. And if the threads are nice and clean, when you go to put the back on the wheel, you've got this nice clean stud that you did. And with hub pilots, you want to put 2 drops of oil on the end of the threads, 2 drops of oil on the washer, and then you will go ahead and torque to 450 to 500 foot-pounds. But look at this, I'm able to turn this on by hand, okay? It's not getting hung up, it's just spinning freely. This is what you want, okay? This is going to make sure that your wheels stay on the truck and not run into somebody else's truck. So I think you can see how important it is to maintain your wheel and wheel ends, and what that's going to do is ensure that we have safety by keeping the wheels onto the truck, by getting the proper clamping force and torque, but also getting the tire onto the rim and making sure that you have a clean surface to mount that tire to, which is going to give you a better ride, a smoother ride, and better wear on your tires. And it might seem like an overwhelming task, but with the right tools and the right methods, I think you see it goes pretty quickly. So if you like what you see, make sure you hit the like. And until next time, this is Mike Steiner, the Tire Whisperer, signing out.